we have the welcome the legendary entertainment here. A top strong baseball value box going to Eddie. The entire box of four. That's brand new. That top strong just came out in 50 was one. Traded for the box crush. Congratulations, Eddie.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Brady, Charlotte, the Cleveland.
E.F. Johnson.
Bugston, that's right. We're Bugston. Number 9, Europe.
Serialized out of 99. Blue raspberry, that is 97 out of 99 for B.F. Johnson. The first out of 99 hit of the day. 188. Wow. Yes. If 97 out of 99.
You want to rip it? Please, for a moment, let's bring back Brady to rip this box of reception. The peer pressure is too much for us. Brady, we have a very good box here. You can make it up box, and you have to scout the camera, do some peer pressure if you want to do that. You got a pen? Can you rip it? Let's go with it together.
There is 69 out of 99. 69 out of 99. And a crazy pull for Rookie Mello. Coming out of the bullpen. Are you kidding me? Look at this X champion. Look at this card. Billy X mixtape. Absolute insanity. Little B-Dub hitting mixtape Billy at the same time as the 69.
Let's get going here, guys. Can I talk a little louder for you, brother? We're here at the 2025 National Sports Convention. This is our wrestling panel. My name is Tony Ballard with WrestlingTradingCards.com. I don't know who this guy is, but he's going to introduce himself.
My name is Paul Webb. This is a great night. You're fortunately back on it.
Where's my back? What, for me?
Back on it.
Yeah, year 4. Yeah, we've been doing this for a little while now, so we're happy to bring wrestling cards to the National. We've been doing it for 4 years now. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger as far as popularity of wrestling cards, and we're here to talk a little bit about it. What do we got here, Paul?
Okay, so what we're going to talk about today is we're going to cover the modern era of wrestling. We're going to cover the vintage era of wrestling. Big news in our hobby news that Kobe passed away last week. He had a massive impact on wrestling card sales and popularity. So we're going to cover that stuff. Let's start with the vintage stuff, Tony. Would you talk about?
We can talk about some of the vintage stuff, absolutely. So we like to break things down a little bit this year, both modern and vintage. We're going to do vintage first. Not some big sales. I mean, for wrestling cards, it's come a long way. To even crack the top 5, you have to be in 5 figures now. That's unheard of. You know, I guess for us that in the hobby, it's become more the norm. But it's what told me 5 years ago we're going to have consistent, you know, $10,000 plus wrestling cards. I would have laughed at you. But here we are. I mean, number 5 alone, to get in that top 5, you're looking at an 82 Hogan Wrestling All-Star from a BGS 9. That was at $15,860. That's crazy, man.
That's the lowest.
That's the lowest. It's crazy to me that a wrestling card gets that high, but it's about time, I say. We got the next one. We got 85 Hogan Tops PSA 10. That's 19 grand. 19 grand for our tops. How many of you guys threw that stuff away when you were a kid? I mean, that stuff was part of the junk wax era, was it not? Drake over there would know. He would know that.
We just saw a box on the floor.
I know, a box on the floor for $8,500. Fun fact about those, a lot of that stuff was part of the junk wax era. It's actually a little more difficult now to find a mint box that does not have a black streak across it. The black streak signified that was junk product to get rid of Star Wars, wrestling, anything tops from the 80s, early 90s, all became junk product. So to see that these cards are holding some incredible value, it's crazy. And there's a lot of promotion going on over there, some good non-wrestling stuff. We don't want to talk about those guys. Third on our list here, got the 85 Hogan Tops PSA 10. Another one. That one sold for $19,700.
Where'd Ben go? I think he might have had something.
He might have had something back.
He went off for a beer or something.
Yeah, bring me back here, would you please?
Going 30.
Then we had 85 Hogan OPG. That's a PSA 10.
PG from Canada.
I don't know about that. That went for $20,100. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. And then the top one, you were watching this thing late at night. I fell asleep. So,
The top sale of the year was the 1982 Wrestling All-Stars. Again, for $108,700. It's not the highest ever. We had one last year for $132, and that still sits as the highest wrestling card sale ever. And Hogan has 7 of the top 10 wrestling card sales. So as to who the most popular name is in wrestling and in wrestling cards,
it's Hogan.
it's Hogan.
It's absolutely Hogan. And so before we go over to the modern stuff, though, I'm going to break a little bit into the indie cards. Everybody talks about all the popular wrestlers out there, like Hogan, The Rock, Stone Cold, Andre. But there's a niche within our niche about the indie promotions. What those are, for those who don't know, a lot of small promotions out there, back in the day we called them territories, they produce their own cards because we live in a world now where it's very easy to produce our own trading cards. So a lot of the die-hard wrestling card collectors are looking and prospecting for who might be the next big star. So they're looking for indie promotions. Maybe there's a promotion in Maryland, there's a promotion in Arizona or California, sometimes in Germany or wherever. So people are looking for the next big possible, superstar. There's a lot of stuff that's come out over the past years actually. So that hobby keeps continuing to grow. We have a group of guys in this hobby called the Brotherhood. Shout out to the Brotherhood, because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't even know about half of these things. That keep finding new and interesting cards within the wrestling world that are incredible designs and contain, superstars tomorrow that you just never know who's going to be the next Hogan or Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I'd like to give you an idea. At the end of my church, in that basement, once a month, we have indie wrestling, and it's a blast. So we have tons of people, and something like that's happening all across North America, towns all over. Like you say, it's not as lucrative to make your own cards anymore. So we see a lot of releases from independent guys. It's a very good point that you never know who the next superstar is.
And what's interesting is that both Paul and I run websites for well over 10, 20 years now that archive all this information. And so a lot of the grading companies out there look to us to help validate and authenticate these cards that they're legit, they're real. And that helps with people who want to collect and maybe even get them graded, because that's obviously where it's happening, the money side of it. So I think it's been an amazing thing to see independent cards grow to where they're at. I say if you find a card laying on the ground, that's just me. I pick them up, man. I never know when it got pretty big. Speaking of that, so we have modern cards now, and unfortunately,
I want to make a point about Panini.
oh yes,
Panini used to be a major player in the wrestling world. They had a WWE license until last year. It's got converted back to Tops. But what they're working on a company called Major League Wrestling, and they're doing indies. They're going to be doing
yeah.
So that gives you an idea of the company. I can see Panini. They're getting into indie wrestling.
I don't know, here's what I thought I had about that too. Do you find that that's just sort of them kind of grabbing at straws now, trying to stay within the niche?
Well, maybe, but the indies don't suffer from it.
No, the wrestling card collectors don't suffer at all from that. But I kind of find that it's almost like grabbing at straws. Like, why not go after the TNA license? Why not go after? I mean, well, you can't go after AEW, but
TNA might actually go great.
you never know. You never know. But I think it's kind of cool and interesting. I think they're doing what like the live now, like the Tops now.
Yeah,
they're doing Winning Moments or whatever, and then they're going to release actual physical product. I think.
And another thing about indie, or I guess we can call it custom cards, there's also a market for artists. Kevin Gus, for example, does an art series. Our friend Nick gets involved with a friend of ours, Adrian. They do a lot of custom stuff. And custom stuff is hard to as well.
Well, here's the issue I have with that, and I've always told you, I've always referred to that stuff as kind of bootleg stuff.
Well, that's what it is.
You start getting licensing problems there. So it's all licensing problems. When you do independent stuff, you're getting permission from the promoter, who gets permission from the talent, obviously permission from the photographer. Usually the people who end up making their own cards and then selling them, it's a gray area that you always kind of have a problem with. Well, we were promoting. We're just self-promoting. We're not actually selling anything here, but it seems to be like a little bit gray area. It's really... I have a little love-hate relationship when it comes to stuff like that, but it's still exciting to see that people get into these customs and independent cards.
And of course, you mentioned the Indie Brotherhood. They're such a force, and we get so much for information. If it wasn't for the guys in the Indie Brotherhood,
I'll take it live on the air, baby. I'll take that. I love when they bring me a beer.
Everybody out there, Mr. Ben Woo-Woo.
Woo-woo, how you doing, sir? Not illegal? Well, I think it's pretty much covered most of the independent stuff. I mean, stuff is coming out all the time. But one thing about, I'll close it with this with this stuff. There were some weeks where 2 or 3 releases were coming up. It seems to have slowed down a bit. I'm kind of okay with that.
I'm getting it on out there. So yeah, it's not as, I think it's not as,
But I
see.
I think the flip side too is the major companies are putting out more product too, with the live, with the moments, with the Tops Nows, things like that. It's still a lot to absorb, but that's kind of where we're at with wrestling cards now. We wanted to be taken seriously. We wanted to be a major player, and that's what happened to our major players.
At the outset, from where we were 4 years ago when we turned up here today, the growth of wrestling cards has been absolutely phenomenal. And that has a lot to do with Tops and Fanatics and the energy that we behind everybody's product and the growth of making stuff and the called the
Yeah, it's been really busy.
quite an increase in
What about those indie pre-sales?
What's that?
What about the indie pre-sales?
Yeah, indie pre-sale, man. Well, I think the Brotherhood has really strong opinions about this, and they are absolutely right, man. I absolutely hate pre-sales. Because for pre-sales, a lot of these promotions out there are asking for your money up front to help finance making these trading cards. And it seems a lot lately that people are waiting 6 months, 8 months, a year or more to get their stuff. I don't think they're getting their stuff. And that's really not cool, these promotions doing that. So I don't like doing pre-sales. The Kevin Gus of the world's like that, established guys who put out good quality products, always will buy their stuff, even pre-sale. But these promotions out there, I think they're doing their core customer base, their fan base, a disservice by not fulfilling those pre-sales when they should.
Well, they're waiting for money.
Maybe you don't have the money to don't make them.
We fronted it all.
Yeah, we funded everything.
Thousands of dollars in upfront costs. But we make it back first. But the idea is that we don't want the community to pay for it.
I mean, I produced a trading card set for a local promotion from Phoenix, Arizona called Phoenix Championship Wrestling. I front all that. They don't pay any of that stuff. For me, it's just a way to give to the local community out there, to sell at my store at some point in time. And who knows, who's the next big star. Fantastic designer and really good stuff. I'm really proud of it. You have stuff like that. You have Pete Lynch putting out great cards. You have Kevin Gus. You have, I haven't seen him from 75 Kings in a long time. Adrian Brown puts quality work for everything he's ever touched. So, I mean, hell, he did these. I mean, he did the whole.
What these are, by the way, is we have our three shows. Tony and I, Tony runs WrestlingTradingCards.com and I run Wrestling Card Price Guide. And we decided many years ago that we would just rather work together, helping each other to try and suss out what's up there and share news with each other. In fact, I didn't even know Tony when I wrote the Wrestling Card Price Guide. I reached out to him and said, hey, do you want to promote WTC? And he said, sure. And then he said, the guy from Grace, I gave him the whole back cover. It just came out in his first new era,
2010. Yep.
And then during COVID, Tony sat with a partner, somebody on WrestlingTradingCards.com, and they did a video.
Story that keeps getting told over and over
And
again.
I saw it over. We did a video. And then next thing you know, we did.
I think we're probably over 200 episodes. You can go onto our channel.
So
and
that's
check
what we're
out.
promoting now is that on YouTube, you can go back and you can watch. We have three shows. We have our 3 count, which is like a monthly or a quarterly wrap up of what's going on.
Yep.
We have Hot Topic, which talks about whatever is really exciting.
Whatever.
By the way,
No, sorry. I dropped the ball on it. It's ready to go, but I just.
and the last thing is the Collector Series. The Collector Series is a fun one because we talk to people. We talk to people in the hobby, guys and gals.
You will.
Chips.
You will.
That's going to be a good one too, right? Nick?
But we do a lot of different episodes. Those are our 3 primaries, and then every once in the blue moon of it, something newsworthy comes out, we'll try to get together as quickly as possible and cover things like, hey, Topps got the license back or something like that, or someone's going bankrupt or whatever. We'll talk about that with the collectors. So always moving around. That's what these are to help them all out. We'll be handing out to everybody through the whole show. Come here, so we'll throw a bunch of them at you.
What are your thoughts about breakers in the hobby?
Breakers in the hobby. I tried to, for me personally, my only experience is doing a whatnot, and I know that the major people here is like that. It wasn't for me. It just wasn't for me. To me, it's
Which
like,
is weird because you can do that.
to me, it's like eBay on crack.
It's a bit of a dog.
And I just don't have the time or the energy to be an entertaining person like that. I guess. I think it's great for buyers. Me as a seller, when I was selling, I took a bath on it. I was given $500 worth of merchandise for $100-something in total. It was not worth it to me. I think if you're looking at singles, it's a great thing to do. With breakers as a whole, it's almost like grading with me. It's damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of situation. I see what its purpose is for. I understand what it's good for the hobby, but I also see the negative side, so I'm not quite sure how I want to handle that. I kind of just stay away from it. I'm still collecting old school wise.
Okay, let's talk about modern.
Modern stuff. Modern.
Well, now we're dealing with Topps, and they have the WWE license, and they're putting a ton of energy into their product. They're advertising on the shows. And Topps is by fanatics.
Which is amazing, actually. Seeing a card company actually advertising on TV, on PLEs, in publications, on social media. Topps is on it. They're on everything. It's making it very, very accessible to everybody. And I know as a store owner, I've had more phone calls of people coming into the store asking, do you have Topps 2025 Chrome? Do you have Chrome? Do you have Chrome? Do you have Chrome? Or just getting into the hobby for the first time.
Successful.
Yeah. So their marketing campaign across the whole board is top notch.
They've reclaimed the license, and they're serious about it.
Yeah.
They want to make a splash for sure.
Well, when you combine Topps owned by Fanatics and put those two together, it's a no-brainer, man. They're doing a fantastic job.
So why don't we go through the top year-to-date sales?
We can. We'll start from the bottom up. I have my cheat sheet here, folks, just so you know. Otherwise, I think just kind of add that in.
Every show we do, we have a cheat sheet.
So, well, he makes the cheat sheets. I just go with the flow. At $11,000, I took $11,000 to crack our top 5. That was a 2024 flawless Cody Rhodes diamond logo card. That's pretty darn impressive.
Highest Cody's.
Highest card. What's most impressive to me is the number 4 spot. We took was a Julia. 2024 Julia Select Gold Vinyl sold for $10,755.
Select is in prison.
Yes.
Select isn't immaculate.
No, no, select is just select.
It's just select. But it's a great set.
Yeah, absolutely. But and then seeing a name like Julia be in the top five, not another Rock, not another Cena or Roman Reigns, Julia.
Yeah.
Who I'm sorry is not getting the pop that I see like Io Sky or Stephanie's yeah, it's just a weird one. Number 3 we got the Rock, Panini Select Gold Final 1 of 1. 1 of 1s are 1 of 1s, man. They're unique.
And The Rock is The Rock. We talked earlier about Hogan being and vintage and overall. To certainly be The Rock, and he does have the second highest.
It's really interesting. You have vintage and you have modern. The king of vintage is Hogan. Overall, the entire hobby is Hogan. The king of modern is The Rock, and the numbers show that. So we have that gold final. I sold for $12,000, which is low. It's low for a Rock card. It really is. It's still 5 figures. It's still 5 figures. I think by next year, when we come back again next year, it'll be like 5 figures. We got 2025 Chrome, The Rock Final Boss. It's the inscription one, right? Yeah. Okay, it's inscribed the Final Boss. It sold for $13,500. That even to me was still low for that. I think a lot of us had expectations that this might be high 5-figure, possibly low 6-figure card. That one actually surprised me.
Roll, please.
The 2025 Chrome Rock Retro Auto Super Fractor PSA 9. That has a lot of words to say there. That was for $15,860. Again, I still think low. I do think low.
Well, there were some private sales. We don't discuss private sales unless we can verify them with buyer and seller. But, there was some higher than that. But 58,860 happens to be the same amount that the Hogan went for at the bottom of the list of vintage.
So top of modern, just correct the bottom of vintage. It's crazy to me. It's clear that the numbers don't lie. Rock is the king of modern stuff. I'm surprised we're not seeing a Roman in there. We saw Cody. I think we have sleepers too out there that people don't talk about. Where's Stone Cold in all this? Where's Shawn Michaels? Where's Bret Hart in all this? You don't see those names anywhere in these top 5s hardly. Very, very rare.
No, it's pretty much The Rock. Let's talk about that.
That's a very quick comment. Upper Deck mixed AEW. When and where? I don't know. I've been nothing but nice about it the whole time, but I think I'm as frustrated as every other collector out there who collects AEW cards. I'm going to be really interested in going to their booth because we just got here doing the panel. Go walk the floor a little bit, but I'm interested in seeing if they're showcasing anything at their booth because last year, I'm not going to lie, I was very disappointed. There's nothing there. Nothing there. And that's going to change.
There's a new release coming. And I've heard this now since March.
I think we've announced as much as anybody else just now. Next up, we got the Top Slam app. You don't play that. I've gotten so many people addicted to Top Slam. Oh, here comes trouble. Trouble is on its way.
Oh,
hey, sir, can we give you a card, sir? There you go. Enjoy yourself.
Everybody, Ryan Shearer.
I took your seat today. Talked about Upper Deck. At my displeasure. With AEW. It's got to be known. The Top Slam app. I have gotten so many people addicted to this Slam app. It's been fun to watch them get addicted to it. I've got friends, I've got store employees working. I've got people just randomly come to the store and they're like, "Oh, I play the Topps bunt," but they're playing the Slam app, and I'm grossly addicted to it. Like it's a problem. It's so addictive. You don't have to spend any money on it to have the fun. You get the free coins to play. You get vintage. You get new stuff. They even did a whole release that mimicked the Wrestling All-Stars. It's fun. If you guys haven't got on there, I highly suggest you check it out. Top Slam app, just to get a fix of opening up packs.
Where are things going?
I think we're heading the right direction. I think we're going to continue to keep seeing high numbers. I think we're going to continue to see more interesting innovative stuff because we haven't seen the best stuff that Topps has put out yet. There's some good stuff coming out from Topps. We're going to see more and more people getting into the hobby, I think. As long as Topps and Fanatics continue to keep promoting the way they're promoting and all the different avenues they're promoting, we're going to see more and more people get into the hobby. Like I said before, I've had more customers store asking for wrestling cards, which was my main goal, really, to open the store, that I've never seen in my life before. All demographics too. We've been having, older collectors, young kids, women, men, and it's across the board. You haven't had Topps 2025? Calm down there, people. Calm down. Get your fix. Don't worry. So I just think we're only seeing the tip of the iceberg right now. There's so much going on.
National treasures. There's a lot of people buying stuff.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Topps is taking it to another level, I think. I'm one of the first guys to admit that when I saw the first Chrome coming out, I was like, some of the designs, but then having it in your hand and actually seeing across all the different subsets,
Well,
I really enjoyed
it
it.
was very voluminous. There was a lot to it. There was a stupid number of insert sets.
The people out there
Other
who
master
thought,
set.
I love the people who thought that. Oh man, I can't wait to buy that to Topps. Oh, Panini has too many parallels. When, and then it goes back to Topps, and Topps said, "Well, really parallels? Hold my beer."
Let's do 20 insert sets. Let's make 4 or 5 of them really short print so that we're spending $200-300 per card, which makes it difficult.
It does, but we don't live in an era anymore, especially with wrestling cards and any cards, where you go to your local dealer, you buy a set, and you're done. That's what you used to do. I piece things out to get to break cases. That's gone. That's just gone. So either you're willing to pay for it and pay a premium because someone else had to buy all that product now, because it ain't cheap.
No, putting together the more advanced sets like the Panini back in the Chuck and I did one, but
It wasn't easy.
no, it was frustrating. Like National Treasures have been on now for a year. I still have 5 to go. And I can't buy a box for me for less than $75 a piece. Being a cheapskate,
Buy them!
find them.
Yeah. And the whole hobby itself has grown and changed, and I keep saying this all the time on our podcast, and I'll say it again here. We wanted to be accepted, we wanted to grow, we're accepted, and we're accepted. And I think the prices show that. Either you pay to play or you don't play. You can change the way you collect. I'm a living example of that. I went from being a master set collector to a set collector. It's like, you know what? I'm going to be a player collector. And I'm a Dexter Loomis collector. I think I chose wisely because I can't afford anybody else. So I'm having fun with it too. So there's always ways to change your lanes to have fun with this hobby.
That's our last point. What appeals Big Glasgow here? What kind of stuff do you guys collect?
Hopefully
Anything?
wrestling cards. Anything.
Wrestling?
Yeah. Nick likes to collect things that are very easily accessible. Hopefully on the free side.
Free side. I know a store for that.
He has a store for that. I do too.
Yeah, we should mention that. Tony has a store,
I do have a store.
which, by the way, was funded by the sale of a Hulk Hogan vintage.
We've talked about that many times. We just had BBC was coming to my store last week after Hogan passed, and once again, Mike and me up talking about Hogan, and I mentioned that I sold a wrestling card, a Hogan wrestling card to fund the store. The guy said the same thing. He goes, "Hogan's your third man. He's your third man." And I was like, "You're right." So that became like appealing to him. So, but it just keeps going, man. It just keeps going. I mean, we have other guys who collect, vintage memorabilia. I know a guy in the audience that does that. Then I remember the guy over here. I don't even know what he does. What do you do?
Non-sport.
Beefcake!
Oh, beefcake. Yeah.
Savage.
A little bit. That's why I always make a point that, hey, all it takes is one person with deep pockets, man. Spending 7 figures for a beefcake card.
Chuckster does the ice cream bar cards.
Ice cream bar cards?
Yeah, Chuck's getting,
Yeah.
he's getting close to getting them finished.
It's amazing to me that Chuck, who's been along for so many years, there's still some holes in his collection. I would think that he has so much already by now.
You would think,
Yeah.
even with myself.
I am.
Still, you're never done.
Remember when I once owned a rack roast beef set until someone came in and stole What else you got, Paul?
That's all I got.
Yeah, that's about it, man.
You prefer Topps or Miss Panini?
That's a good question, actually. I kind of prefer Topps because Topps has been something I've known for so long, and Panini was new to me when it came to wrestling. I know a lot of collectors out there who do basketball, baseball, football, so they know about. That's why I had to talk to guys out there who knew more about Panini products and what to expect to educate myself. I do miss some aspects of Panini. Panini put on some really great images on the cardboard that I really enjoyed, and Topps had a lot to live up to with that. And in some cases, I think they've kind of met a little bit, but there's some things where that's so Topps. But I'm kind of born into the Topps, so I really like Topps a bit more, I think. There's nothing wrong with Panini. There's nothing wrong with Upper Deck. I've loved a lot of their products over the years, but I kind of prefer Topps. 740. I'm 740.
National Convention will be closing in 20 minutes.
You hear that? We're gonna close out of here. We're drinking.
I got a question for you.
45th National Convention will be closing in 20 minutes.
Obviously, that picture came from a wrestling magazine, and the set There's no reservations. actually was 839. sold through the magazine.
Yes, correct.
What value do you believe that magazines have to start off the wrestling cards itself?
Well, that's an interesting question, David. We did a video, or I did a video, Tony couldn't join us, with Rob England, who is one of the sort of vintage experts in the hobby. And we got into talking about the early Hogans, and one in particular was a set called the Wrestling All-Stars, that was a magazine. And I asked him the question, is the magazine, the mid version of the magazine uncut, worth more than if you cut up all the different cards? And his response, well, in order to grade them, you have to cut them up. And grading always has metal ruling, right? But magazines in and of themselves, not just ones that have cards, but just magazines.
But you can also grade the magazine. So if you're concerned if they get it graded, you can still the whole thing and encapsulate the whole entire thing. It's mint with cards inside at a high grade.
So a follow-up question to that, wouldn't that be very similar to the tobacco cards of baseball? They had to start somewhere, and they grew to something else. So you believe that the magazines would carry the same, how can you say it, the same beginnings like the tobacco card?
Well, a lot of early Japanese came out of magazines.
Right. Right.
Yeah, because
They're gone.
I think you recently, last year, purchased one and you actually cut it up yourself, right?
Yeah, yes, I did.
Yep.
Now I have two Gone Hogan ones.
Yeah,
82
those are beautiful cards, and they're accepted in the hobby as being
the card, right?
That's a whole other hour's conversation of like taking paper cards and then considering cards.
Again, keep an eye on WTC TV, and like I said, we've got a collector's episode coming up
Yep.
where we cover what?
What about it?
Shout out to David Peck.
Oh, yeah, we gotta give David Peck some love
Yes,
there.
David Peck's Wrestling All-Stars auction on Heritage, the Platinum auction is here on the floor. We just went to look at
Went over and
it.
took a look at it.
We,
Nice display.
we wish David all the best, that he gets a big number. It's going to be the biggest wrestling collectible ever sold.
Does anybody here have an idea what they think that might go for?
Ben, any idea?
Congratulations.
200.
Two?
Maybe we'll start a pool, Tony. 250?
You know, the timing is off with Huggy just passing away, so I don't know if that's going to cause any more interest in it. I think it's going to cause interest. I'm going to say that I would not be shocked if I see this thing hit $500,000.
Let's stay tuned. Stay tuned. We'll go a few weeks later.
I would very much love to see this pet collection hit 7 figures, just to get that hurdle out of the way. It's a big number for us in the hobby to hit 7 figures. Every other sport has a 7-figure card.
Yeah, that.
Am I wrong about that? I'm pretty sure every
You got a 10.
baseball, basketball, football,
We've got golf as a
hell, I think even F1 has a 7-figure card.
Yes, F1 does, but I don't think golf.
No, golf does not have one. 360 something.
Chuckster says 250.
250? Yeah, I think that's a pretty safe bet.
Yeah, that's
It's a
sort
quarter
of,
mil.
Yeah, that's kind of the number I have floating around, but who knows? Who knows? We've got a Hogan 9. You know, the Hogan 9 is worth 100. You know, last one's at 43. We also have a Flair 10. We haven't seen one of those in a while. You know, and that's you know, notwithstanding the other 34 cards, which are all again at high grades.
But I think that Flair 10 actually was helping sell that.
Not gonna hurt.
Not
Yep, oh,
gonna
yeah.
hurt it for
And one of the big questions, and of course this is for David to answer, and we'll have a follow-up with him after the auction ends. We'll have him on to discuss it with him. Is was this the best way to go about selling something that's 36 versus doing maybe just the Hogan separate?
it's a nickel and dime effort versus a lump sum. So I think it's pretty much. I'm excited about this. I just wanted to see it continue to further both wrestling collectibles as a whole and also the card market as well.
Just brings more eyeballs to the hobby. All of a sudden, something goes for that price. Like mainstream moves. What, wrestling? Same thing we had. What was this kind of 4 years ago? I think it was 2 years ago. I was here in 2010 giving out the original wrestling card price guide. People thought it was nuts. Half of them didn't even know wrestling cards existed.
Yeah, we got
Fast forward to 15 years, it's really become a going concern for a lot of people.
I'm excited to see it, so everybody should check that out.
So that's it, folks. Thank you very much to all the people that came out to see us today. Collect wrestling cards. It's loads of fun. Hulk Hogan, rest in peace. Nick, thanks for doing the video.
No problem.
And everybody else, enjoy your time at the National.
I'm gonna drink and go to dinner.
Brother.
On number 4, this is it. You don't make the trade with them. This is what you're getting. This is what you're getting.